Okay. Great. So have the knees bent so your feet are on the floor, so your spine feels fully grounded. Maybe closing the eyes, or just find some way to soften into your body. Just kind of pay attention to where it's maybe holding some tension. You can just keep a little bit of movement through the legs if your back is maybe feeling a little bit tense. If it's more comfortable for the lower back, then take the feet a little bit wider, let the knees rest onto each other, that more constructive rest position to release pressure from the lower back. And notice if maybe there's gripping through your eyes, so you can maybe soften any gripping around the jaw, creating a little bit more length through the back of the neck, space around the chest. And then begin to pay attention to your breath. Drawing that pranayama into the practice. Breath through the nose, into the lowest part of the abdomen, to the sides of the ribs and into the back of the ribs. Putting that little bit more emphasis into the exhalation. So you start to connect the breath in with those deeper core muscles, that more intrinsic core. Transverse abdominals that help you squeeze out the breath. And notice after you've fully exhaled how much more full and full of nourishment your inhalation then feels. Taking a couple more deep breaths, bringing that gentle ujjayi sound to your breath. A little bit of contraction at the back of the throat, which makes the breath a little bit more audible. Almost like you're trying to make a soft Darth Vader sound into the throat. So the breath feels a little bit more concentrated. It's a little bit more tapas, we call it, a little bit more heated. If the knees are resting into each other, just separate them apart. So the feet are then hip width apart, knees stacked above the ankles. We're setting up for a bridge pose. So start with that full breath into the belly. As you exhale, draw the belly down as the tailbone curls up off the mat, and then let the rest of the spine peel away. Keep the knees in line with the ankles, reaching forwards rather than out to the sides. So press down through the big toe and the ball of the big toe. So the arches of the feet feel active. Take a big breath in, again into the belly. As you exhale, scoop the belly down, reach the hips further up. So you feel that tucking of the tailbone, that squeeze of the glutes. Keep the feet actively pressing into the floor. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, so palms are facing each other like you're holding a ball between the hands. Reach the fingertips up so you feel the outer shoulders slightly lift away from the floor. Lengthen any more space through the back of the neck. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, keep the fingertips reaching to the ceiling as you roll the spine back to the floor. Bone by bone to come down. Keep the belly button scooping in towards your spine so that the tailbone is the last point to touch the mat. Keep the arms where they are, reaching up to the ceiling. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly down, roll the spine back up again. Staying in this bridge pose, if the knees are feeling pinchy, just wriggle the feet an inch further away from you. Keep pressing through the heels of the feet and that big toe joint of the foot. Reach the fingers up. We're going to add in a little bit of wrist strengthening into it. So just turn the palms up to face the ceiling. The fingertips pull back to the wall behind you, as though you're holding something up with your palms. As you exhale, flip the hands the other way, so palms are facing down towards your belly, and then scrunch up the fingertips. So keep the fingers long, just bring the fingertips together like you have beaks with your hands. As you inhale, open the palms back up to the ceiling, like you're holding a tray on your hands. Exhale, palms facing down, scrunch the fingertips together. Keep it rolling, with the arms staying as straight as they can reach. Palms open. Exhale as the palms close. Keep those hips reaching high and the tailbone tucking. Open and close. Let's take 2 more, switching on those forearms and wrist strength. Ujjayi breath moving through. Next time your palms open back up to the ceiling, reach the hands all the way back behind you, so the back of the hands flat into the ground. Take a big breath in, reach the hips higher. As you exhale, keep reaching back through your arms, but roll the spine down to the floor, bringing your pelvis closer to your feet, so your feet closer towards your pelvis as you roll down. When you're grounded, bring the knees to hug in towards your chest, hands or arms around the shins. Take a little rock side to side. Try and squash the thighs against your torsos. Get a little bit of compression through the body. Take the arms open to a T shape or into a cactus position on the floor. Drop both knees over towards the right so you come into a twist of any variation that feels good. So try to stack the knees if you can, with the right hand placed on top of the thigh. Each time you exhale, try and press the leg into the hand into the leg, which will help you draw the upper side of your rib cage back around to the floor, so it has something to resist against. So I think as much as you can, that left shoulder staying rooted, but trying to draw the left side of the rib cage back to the ground. If it isn't already, turn the head towards the left hand, so you get that spiral going all the way through the spine. Take a deep breath in. Use the strength of your exhale to bring the legs back through the center, and then drop the legs over to the left. Find that same twist. So if we can, stacking the knees, left palm resting on top of the thighs and keeping that right shoulder rooting down. So the breastbone stays facing up to the ceiling. Maybe the head can turn to the right hand. Again, find that little bit of resistance with the upper thigh pressing into the hand and the hand pressing into the thigh. So then as you exhale, there's something to pull against with the core. So the right side of your ribcage is trying to rotate back to the ground. Really deepen the exhalation. Take a big breath in where you are. As you exhale, bring the knees back up to the center again. Keep the knees hugging in. Take a little rock side to side. From here, hook one ankle over the other. Hands under the crease of the knees. Take a little rock forwards and backwards to bring yourself through to seated. And then staying in a cross-legged position or any comfortable seat. Just getting into the breath a little bit more here. So bring the hands to the knees. Working into a Kapalabhati breath. So you're focusing, it's a breath through the nose. You're focusing just on the exhales, kind of pulsing from the abdomen. Nothing through the shoulders. This isn't shoulder bobbing up and down. It's a short, sharp exhale. Take it at your pace. If you want to go slower with it, go slower. Try to avoid thinking about the inhale. So it's not a, just focus on exhalation. The inhale will sort itself out. So start with a full breath in. And then fully empty that breath. Take another big breath in, and then focus just the exhales, short and sharp. Think belly pulling to spine as you're pulsing it. Keep it going. Take about another 5. Fully empty the exhale. Fully inhale. And let the breath relax. The benefit of doing home yoga, if you snot on yourself while you're doing this breath work, then it's all fine. We're going to take one more round. If it's feeling comfortable, try this time taking the round with the arms above your head, fingers interlaced and palms pressing up. It's going to feel a little bit stronger work for the strength of the rib cage. Good. So take a really big breath in, grow tall. Just fully empty that breath. The next inhale is your preparation. Exhale, pulling in. Keep it going. Izzy, bring fingertips to shoulders, elbows wide. Good. Take about another 5. Fully empty the breath. Fully inhale. If they aren't already, reach the arms high. As you exhale, bring the left hand to the floor, reach the right arm overhead. If you're working with neck injury, keep the right fingertips to shoulder. Use the elbow to reach over. That's it. Staying here in this side stretch. Use the hand on the ground to keep the right sit bone rooted to the floor, and your right fingertips or right elbow to find more extension through that side line of the body. As you inhale, strong back, bring yourself through the center points. As you exhale, bring the right hand to the floor, the left hand reaching over to side stretch. Again, press into the floor on the ground, so the left sit bone roots to the floor. Keep the foundations of the body grounded, and then use the limbs to find more extension through the torso. On your inhale, come all the way back up to the center. As you exhale, bring the right hand to your left knee, coming into twist. Left hand behind you. Take a big breath in, go tall through the crown of your head. As you exhale, find that squeeze in of the abdomen again. The shoulders spin round towards the left side. Think about your hips trying to rotate in the opposite direction to the shoulders. So get that feeling of wringing out the torso. Keep the shoulder blades down. And the breath still moving in that 360 around the whole of the torso. So breathing into belly, ribs, and back. Slowly, gently bring yourself through the center and just switch sides of that twist. So left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. You take a big breath in, grow tall. And the exhalation pulls the rib cage around the spine. Hips try and turn in the opposite direction to the shoulders. Keep the neck feeling soft, so you're not having to pull the head around. So maybe the chin almost stays in line with the center of the chest, keeping everything soft there. Really strong exhalations. And slowly softening yourself back to the center. Roll over the knees, come into all fours. Spread the fingers open into the ground. Take a little moment to wriggle anything out if you need to. So take the right leg back behind you. Lift the toes towards the ceiling. At the same time, lift the chest. You come into a little bit of a back bend, thinking cat-cow spine. As you exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose. Push the floor away. Hold here on this first one. Try and bring the knee as close towards your forehead as you can. Not necessarily the forehead towards your knee, because knee coming towards your head. Push through those arms, so shoulder blades are really open. And then on your next inhale, send the leg back and up again into the back bend phase. Exhale, bring the knee towards your forehead, pushing through the arms, pull the belly button up to the spine. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, drawing under. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, drawing under. Send the leg back behind you again, toes find the ground. Turn out the left shin, come into a supported side plank with right fingers lifting up to the ceiling. Allow the head to hang towards the underneath arm. Take the weight more into that left hand, so the right foot floats off the ground. Bend the knee and see if your right hand can grab the ankle of that foot. And then press the ankle into the fingers, so you draw the shoulder open, so the chest feels open. Allow the spine to be in a gentle back bend. Keep the ankle pressing into the fingers and the head hanging heavy. Good. Slowly as you inhale, lengthen everything back out again and come back into all fours. Just taking that to the other side, cat-cow with the leg. So left leg reaches back, chest lifts, toes lift. As you exhale, bring the knee underneath towards the forehead, holding here on this first one. That knee to come towards you, smell your knee. Push through those arms, the shoulder blades feel open and pull the belly button up towards your spine. Inhale, send the toes back and up, chest lifts. Exhale, scooping under, knee towards the forehead. Inhale to lift. Exhale, scooping under. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, scooping under. Take the leg back behind you again, toes to the floor, turn out right shin, left hand lifting up to the ceiling. Allow the head to hang down towards the right shoulder. Feel a little bit of stretch come through the side of the neck. Take the weight more into the right hand so the back foot can float. Bend the knee, grab hold of the ankle, and then press the ankle into the hand. So again, that left shoulder pulls back so we open through the left side of the chest. Strong through the supporting arm. Strong through the breath. As you inhale, lengthen yourself back out again, and exhale, bring yourself back into all fours. Tuck the toes, come back to sit onto the heels. If this is tricky for knees, then come into a higher kneeling position or place a cushion between calf and thighs, if that's more comfortable. Take the hands around behind your back, interlacing the fingers together. Pull the knuckles down and then take them away so shoulder blades squeeze together and the chest feels open. This isn't necessarily a back bend, so keep the tailbone down and the front of the ribs pulling down so the core is held strong, just opening through shoulders and chest. Allow the head to almost hang heavy into it so there's no strain through the neck or the throat. Feel the breath expand wide into the ribs and into the chest space. Release the hands. As you inhale, lift up high onto the knees, arms lift up above the head. As you exhale, sit back down to the heels again. You can flatten the toes if that's more comfortable. We're going to take a reverse prayer. So full level of reverse prayer. Middle fingers touch together behind you. Slide the little fingers up your back to nuzzle somewhere between the shoulder blades. Try and press the palms together, elbows reach back. If that's feeling tricky for wrists or shoulders or elbows or anything, then hold on to the forearms instead. You still get the rotation through your shoulders, works just fine. So take your variation of that reverse prayer, or when we maybe use it later. Take a breath in. If you have the little fingers against the spine between your shoulder blades, then press them into your back so you feel the chest feel open a little bit more. As you exhale, bow forwards into it. Keep the elbows trying to reach up to the ceiling. Doesn't matter if this is just a little fold or the forehead comes all the way to the ground or somewhere in between. Take a deep breath wherever your body kind of folds into. It might feel awkward as hell. Use the strength of your legs and your back to bring you back up again to that kneeling position and just release the arms out. Give the wrists a little roll. Take the hands out in front of you, release the toes. And then we're coming into a downward facing dog. So retuck them and lift the tailbone high. Take a few breaths here to bring some movement into the pose, paddling through the feet, let the head dangle. Have a sense of the shoulders dropping into your back so the neck stays long. From here, walk your hands towards your feet at the back of the mats. Holding here in the fold, take a big breath in. As you exhale, walk the hands forwards, coming into a plank position. Knees down if you want to. Take a mini chaturanga, so just a halfway down hover. Push back up again and walk the hands back towards your feet. We're going to do 4. So as 1. Staying in the fold, take a big breath in, little bend in the knees if we need to. Exhale, walk the hands back forwards to plank position, move through it slow. Holding plank, maybe with knees down, take a breath in. Exhale, mini chaturanga, but turn the elbows in towards the ribs. Push back up again to plank and walk the hands back towards your feet. Staying in the fold, take a breath in. Exhale, walk the hands forwards to plank. Holding plank, take a breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Pushing back up to plank and walk the hands back towards your feet. Good, last one, hold the fold, take a breath in. Exhale, walks the hands forwards. Holding plank, take a breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, bring yourself all the way onto your belly. Take the hands more into that cactus position, forwards and wide. Release the toes so feet press into the ground. Reaching the chest up into cobra, arms lengthen away, lift the nose. Exhale, draw the chest forward as you come back to the ground. And again, take a breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, coming forwards and down. I'm going to add a little sequence into these cobras. So as you reach the chest up again, bend the right knee so the toes draw up towards the back of your head. Exhale, lengthen back out again. Lifting the left toes up into the cobra, inhaling. Exhale, reach it back out again. Right toes pick up into cobra. From here, you might want to soften the chest down a little bit. You're going to kick over towards the left side of the body, press through the left hand, so you come into a little bit of a wild thing. Pressing the hips high. Good. Sit back down again. Don't worry if you got lost in that one, we'll do the other side. So come back onto your belly. Inhale, pick up the left toes with the chest. Kick the foot over towards the right. Push through the right hand, left hand lifts up into wild thing. Slowly sit the hips back down again and roll back onto your front. Do that once more either side. So inhale through cobra, right toes pick up and kick over to the left. Right arm lifts you. Good, sit it back down, move slow, rolling back onto the belly. Left toes pick up, kick it over. Left hand lifts into wild thing. Sit the hips back down and rolling back onto your front. Holding there on your belly. Tuck the toes, bring the hands under the shoulders. We're going to take a reverse chaturanga or a press up. Take a big breath in where you are. As you exhale, push through the arms, lift yourself up. Good. Lift the hips back up into your downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards your hands, come into forward fold at the top of the mats. Holding there in the fold with the soft end of the knees, or maybe get it good to straighten up a little bit longer now. Taking a couple of breaths, bring any swaying or movement into it that you want to. Hanging onto arms or let the arms dangle. Deepen into the breath. Really try and let go of the weight of your head, let go of your jaw. Like you're shaking out all unnecessary mind-boggling thoughts in your brain, just let it go. Staying in the fold, take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly rolling up through the spine. Tailbone down first, keep the arms and head heavy until the rest of the spine is straight. And then place the head on top. Take a big breath in, reach the arms high. Exhale, interlace the hands together behind your back. Open the chest, so draw the knuckles back behind you. Deepen a bend into the knees, find the fold with the arms coming over the body. If this is tricky for neck, just keep the knuckles reaching to the back of the mat rather than overhead. Keep the fingers interlaced as you take a halfway lift from here, so think chest reaching forwards. Exhale, soften the hands down either side of your feet. We roll all the way back up through the spine again with the arms and head floppy. Then bring the arms overhead as you rise with a big breath in. Taking that same 6 breath chest stretch again. Exhale, hands interlace behind you, maybe the weird way of interlacing them. Reach the knuckles back, open the chest, big breath in. Exhale, coming into the fold, reaching the arms up and over. Straighten the legs up a little bit further if you can. Take a halfway lift, keep the hands interlaced. Exhale, let the arms flop down to the feet. Slowly rolling up through the spine. Reach the arms overhead as you rise, big breath in. Let's take one more round. Exhale, interlacing the fingers together behind you. Inhale, open to the chest. Exhale, forward fold, arms coming overhead. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften the hands down to the feet. Slowly rolling up through the spine, bring the arms overhead and continue into a sun salutation. So exhale, round the arms out to the sides, come into forward fold. Hands to the floor or the shins, take a halfway lift. Exhale, reach the right leg back behind you, place the knee down to the floor. One breath to lift the arms up, inhaling. Exhale, back into plank position. Take a big breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Using an exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through the nose. And a sigh through the mouth, squeeze the heels down. Again, inhale through the nose. Sigh through the mouth, reach the tailbone up. Lift the left leg up as you inhale. As you exhale, step through to between the hands. Place the back knee to the floor again. One breath to lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor and step up to your forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Left leg steps back behind you. Place the knee down to the floor. So one breath, lift the arms. Exhale, come into plank position. Take a big breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, brings you to downward facing dog. Good. 2 full breaths, inhaling through the nose. Exhale, sigh through the mouth if it feels good. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, sigh through the mouth. Lift the right leg up as you inhale. Exhale, step it through to between the hands. Same lunge, place the knee to the floor. One breath to lift the arms up. Exhale brings you to forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs, rolling all the way up to standing, arms overhead as you rise. Exhale, refold through to the feet. Fingertips stay on the floor. Take your halfway lift from here. So there may be a bend in the knees, but straighten the spine. Exhale, fold into legs. Right leg steps back, place the knee to the ground. Lift the arms up, take a big breath in. We're going to pause here this time. So maybe if you know fingertips to shoulders, fingertips to shoulders. So lift yourself up a little bit. So this front leg is at a right angle. Press down through the back foot. Activate right glutes. Pressing the front of that hip open, then sink pubic bone towards the front heels. We open into that right hip flexor. Bring the hands down to your front thigh. Use the hands to push this front knee further forwards. At the same time, it will press your body further back away from that front leg. Again, keeping this open space at the front of the right hip. Lift the right arm towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lean the body towards the left. So use your left hand to keep the knee tracking forwards and not out to the side. In a way, use the left hand to press the knee inwards towards the center line as the body reaches over towards the left. So really finding a deep opening through this whole right side of the torso and hip. As you inhale, both arms are going to lift up to the ceiling. Exhale brings you to plank position. Holding plank, bring the left hand into the center of the mat or left forearm if that's more comfortable. Coming into a side plank with right arm lifting up to the ceiling. So with the strength of the body, keep the hips on the underneath side of your hips, trying to lift up as high away from the ground as they can. So you feel really active through those left obliques at the side of the torso. Allow the neck to maybe soften down towards the left shoulder. So you're not holding this balance with your neck or your jaw. Reach those right fingertips up to the ceiling and slightly towards your feet. So a little diagonal line with the arms. So maybe you get a little neck stretch in here as well, which might distract you from the strength of the side plank. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, hand to the floor, come back into full plank. Inhale. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, come into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale takes you all the way back through to your downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up as you inhale. Bend the knee at the top. Open the hip bones to face the left side of your mat. Try and keep the shoulders square to the mat. So a little bit of a twist again here. As you inhale, stretch the toes back up again. The leg is straight. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. This time, rock the weight backwards. Spring the back foot to the top of the mat. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Step the left leg back behind you. Place the knee to the floor, working into this hip flexor. So lift the arms up. Reach this front leg into more of a 90-degree angle. Squeeze the back foot to push into the floor. Left glute is active. And then sink the pubic bone towards your front heel. Find that deeper opening at the front of the left hip. Then bring the hands to the front thigh. Push the knee forwards so the body presses back away from that leg a little. Lean back into that lunge. Keep the hips pressing forwards. The left arm is going to lift the ceiling. Exhale, reach over towards the right side of your mat. Use your right hand to keep the knee reaching forwards and slightly in towards center line. Keep the body leaning towards the right. Good. Your inhale brings both hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, step into plank position. Take a big breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Shoulders down either way. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling, breathing in. Bend the knee. Open the hips out to face the right side of your mat. Keep the shoulders square to the mat. Nice. Inhale, reach the toes up high again. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Oh, we missed out our side plank, didn't we? Step back again. Thought we got away with that. Take the right hand or the right forearm into the center of the mat. Roll onto the sides of the feet, so left arm lifts up to the ceiling. Allow the head to hang down towards that right shoulder. Left fingertips reach up, and then slightly on a diagonal towards the feet side of your mat. So you can find a neck stretch into this. You squeeze up through that right side of the torso. Take a big breath in. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Lift the hips up into downward dog. From here, let's bend the knees and maybe walk or jump the feet up to the hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing, arms and head stay floppy as you rise. Roll the shoulders down your back and lift the head on top. Good. If you have a block or something, then maybe grab that to place at the front of the mat for just a half moon support in a second. Perfect. So it will need to be at the left upper corner of the mat for being very organized. Hands to the heart center. Use the thumbs against your sternum, against the breastbone, to lift the sternum up a little bit, so it lifts the posture. At the same time, drop the shoulders down and lift through the crown of the head. Try and keep that posture. Reach the arms up with your right knee coming towards your chest. Bring this right leg into tree pose, so that can either be heel against the ankle, toes to the floor, sole of the foot to the calf muscle, or sole of the foot to the inner thigh, and you can use the right hand to tuck it up towards the groin if you can. Good, particularly if you've lifted it to inner thigh, think tailbone down, so take out any back bend from it. Squeeze the glutes a little bit, so you're not putting too much pressure into the hip, but it'll just help you keep that knee reaching open. Soften the arms out a little bit wider, shoulder blades relax into it, the neck relaxes. Good. Holding, find your drishti point, your gaze point is something steady. Notice all those tiny little muscles in the foot maybe jiggling around to keep you continually correcting the balance. Really nice. Unless all your screens are frozen, it looks like you're doing really well. Lift the knee back up towards your chest again, arms lift. You're coming into warrior 3 from here. So reach the hands back behind you with the legs straightening back into that float. Slight drawing together with the shoulder blades, so chest space feels open. Stay active through the hands, so your fingertips are reaching back towards that back foot. Bend into the supporting leg, so the toes drop down towards the back of the mat in a long runner's lunge. Reach the arms out in front of you, so you're more in this arrow lunge. So again, if neck and shoulders are feeling tweaky, just take the arms really wide here. It should stay soft through the shoulders. Otherwise, we want biceps to be squeezing towards the ears. Your rib cage is skimming across the top of this front thigh. So you're not leaning into it, but the body is low. Transferring the weight forwards into that front foot. Come back into warrior 3 with arms reaching back. Strong transition. From here, this time step the floating foot down, but not so far to the back of the mat. Reach the arms up, so you want both heels grounded, almost as though you're coming into that pyramid pose. Feet hip width apart, all the toes facing forwards. Bring the arms around behind you and come into your reverse prayer that we had earlier. So either the little fingers slide up to between the shoulder blades or holding onto forearms if that's enough with the wrists. Squeeze the elbows back either way, so create that open space around the chest. Inhale, grow tall through the spine, pull up the legs nice and straight, so your quads and thighs feel really active. Then hinging from your hips, come into a flat back fold. So your flat back is just to the point before your back starts to round. So keep looking slightly forwards to keep the spine long from tailbone to crown. Good. Some of you may be parallel to the floor if the hamstrings allow. Keep those thighs feeling active, so pull up the knees so the quad stays switched on. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, then allow the body to round a little towards that front leg. If it's too strong for hamstring, micro bend the front knee. Keep the gaze towards your front big toe and keep aiming almost the breastbone towards that front big toe, so you stay lengthening down the leg. Keep the elbows lifting up. If the palms are in that reverse prayer, keep the thumbs connected as much as you can. Take a really big breath. This is a very classical Parsvottanasana. Release the hands gently, stay in the fold. So hands come down either side of that front foot. Standing split from here, so transfer the weight forwards but keep the hands down. So the back foot is just going to float up as high as your leg allows to go. I think really using that right glute, so the butt cheek lifts that leg up. Try to stay fairly relaxed through the neck, so gaze towards your underneath ankle rather than forwards between your hands. Bring your left hand onto the block if you have it, or the floor just in front of that foot. From here, open the hips around towards the right. You're coming into half moon. So you can slightly turn those supporting toes towards the right, just an inch, just to support the knee from twisting. And then lift the right hand up to the ceiling if you can. So the whole side of the body is in a flat line towards the side, like you're being squashed between two panes of glass. Good. Using your core, so bring belly button to spine. See if you can lighten the weight off that underneath hand, maybe even float it all together. If the hand is floating, then just let it rest slightly back to the floor. Bring this right knee towards your chest, like we did on all fours. See if the hand can grab the ankle, and then open the leg back out again. Press the ankle into fingers. So you take the heel back. If this feels too much, try and keep the knee just coming towards the chest and grab the ankle. Reach it back over time. Good. If you've got a fairly good opening there, make sure the foot is pressing into the hand so you create a good shoulder opening on that right side too. Keeping the neck relaxed. It's a tough balance. Lengthen yourself back out again. Step the back foot down to the back of the mat, coming into warrior 2. Whew, feel those thighs working. So you're facing the right side of the mat, the left knee is bent forwards. Align the front heel in line with the arch of the back foot. Have a sense of your forearms lifting at the same time, shoulders coming down. So plug the shoulders into your back. From here, bring the left hand down to the inside of your front foot. So again, use the block under that hand if it's more comfortable. Try to connect that front shoulder and knee together. So the knee is pressing the shoulder forwards and the shoulder is pressing the knee back. Take your top hand, back of the hand is going to slide around lower back. So you might just rest the fingers towards the left hip. Either holding here, focusing on that top shoulder, trying to open, keeping the neck soft. If you want to bring in the full bind, then take the left arm under the thigh. Maybe the left hand can grab hold of the right wrist. Keep that right leg straight and the left leg bent. Good. If you have the bind, use that to keep the shoulders trying to open without pulling too much. Keep the neck fairly soft, so the gaze can still be lifted with the neck soft. If it feels like it's bringing strain to it, then turn the gaze towards the floor. Just find the happy place for your neck. Slowly release the bind. Bring the hands either side of your front foot. Step the back foot to the top of the mat, come into a forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing. And roll the shoulders down your back. Oh, give your supporting leg a little bit of love down that left thigh. Taking the other side. So inhale, arms lifting with the left knee, bringing it up towards your chest. Bringing this into tree. So again, maybe toes stay on the floor or sole of the foot to the calf, or tucking the foot in towards the groin against the inner thigh. Avoid placing that foot into the knee joint. Again, just check that we're not sitting back into the hips here, tailbone down, lengthening up through the abdomen. Widen the arms so the shoulders sink down. Find a sense of ease and poise into it. Gaze onto the drishti, your gaze spot. And just take a moment to connect back in with the breath again, like you did at the start of the practice when that pranayama was your sole focus. Turn the knee to face the front, reach the arms up. As you exhale, coming into warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3, reaching the foot back with the hands feeling active, shoulder blades rolling together so heart space is open. Take the gaze to the floor so the back of the neck is included with that length of the spine. Take the toes to float down towards the back of the mat, finding this arrow lunge. So reach the arms out in front of you, maybe a bit wider to stay soft through shoulders. Your rib cage skimming across the top of this thigh, stay low into it. Back leg is straight and strong. Powerful pose, lean the body forwards, bone come lower into it. From here, we're transferring into warrior 3, so take the weight forwards, arms float back as you push up into warrior 3 again. Good, lovely, strong as you can through the limbs. Take the foot down to the floor again, but not so far back this time. Bring the body upright, lifting the arms, straighten the legs. Find the place where both heels are rooted to the floor. Toes are facing forwards, feet about hip width apart. Bring the arms around behind you, finding your reverse prayer. You can switch it up to forearms or palms whenever you need to. Reach the elbows back, take an inhale, lift up to the crown, fall to the chest. Exhale, belly to spine to hinge you to flat back. Keep the knees pulling up so thighs and legs feel active. If you know you're fairly hypermobile in the joints, take a little mini micro bend in that front knee so we're not pressing weight into that front hamstring. Good. Take a big breath in, lovely. As you exhale, allow the body to fold into the shin. Gaze coming towards the front big toe, like you're trying to reach your forehead towards your front big toe. Keep the elbows trying to lift. Nice, take a breath in. As you exhale, stay in the fold, just release the arms down to the floor in front of your front foot. Transferring the weight to your standing split, vertical split, so lifting the left toes up. Keep the gaze almost towards that left ankle. So again, just keep the neck soft, straight as you can through that floating leg. Doesn't matter how high it goes, but keep it feeling really straight. So kick out through the foot. Lovely, that's it. Take your right hand onto the block if you have it, or in front of your right foot. You can allow these toes to turn just a nudge towards the left side so that we don't twist into the knee. As you come into this Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon. So think this left hip bone opening around towards the left side of the mat. Lift the left hand towards the ceiling and kick out through that floating heel. So again, the floating leg feels active. If this goes floppy, the core will go floppy because the glute is soft. Keep it all feeling strong. The breath feels ease. Maybe lightening your underneath hand off the block or the floor, maybe just a one fingertip or no fingertips. If the hand is floating, awesome work, but maybe just lightly place it down again and see if we can try grabbing hold of the ankle. So you bring the knee towards your chest first to help you grab hold of it, and then press the knee back again. If you've got a fairly good grab of your foot there, press the ankle into the hand like you did earlier in the all fours version. You get the shoulder to pull back. Slowly releasing, float the leg back long. Coming into warrior two, so take the back foot down to the back of the mat and bring the body on top. Align the feet, have a sense of the shoulders staying down, forearms lifting. Bring the right hand down to the inside of the front foot, onto the block if it helps. So the knee compresses the shoulder forwards and the shoulder is pressing the knee back. Think slightly tucking the tailbone here. So again, we avoid kind of sitting into the bum a little bit backwards. Take the top hand, back of the hand wraps around lower back, and the right hand wraps under the thigh if you want to take that deeper, to grab hold of the left wrist. Again, just to gently encourage that left shoulder to open a little bit further. We're not pulling or tugging onto the arm. Sink into that front knee, so straight through that back leg. Gently release your bind, bring both hands either side of the front foot, and step the back foot up to the top of the mat. Awesome work. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Step or jump your feet back into a plank position. Take a big breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or to upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Slowly bring yourself forward into plank position. Coming into the side plank again, so left palm or left forearm, entirely up to you, comes to the center. Roll onto the sides of the feet and lift the right hand up. Option here to take your top leg into tree pose. So the heel of the foot tries to tuck into the inner thigh. Nice. Take then your top leg to step down behind you. So you revolve into a wild thing. So toes step down behind the supporting leg and spin the hips and belly button up to face the ceiling. Reach the right arm overhead behind you. Lovely. Slowly come back into your full plank. We're going to take that straight to the other side. Swim the body round. Right hand or right forearm to the middle of the mat. Turn onto the sides of the feet, left arm lifting up. Option to stay here. You're going to build good strength just holding this. If we want to build up with it, then your left leg is coming into the tree pose, so heel against the inner thigh. Keep pressing that underneath leg up into the heel. And then take that left leg to step behind you. Hips and belly turn to face the ceiling and reach the left arm back, finding that open space and wild thing. Slowly bring it back into your plank position. Lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Take 2 full breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Sigh through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Sigh through the mouth. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Last little flow. Exhale, stepping through to between the hands. Stay with the back knee lifted, finding that same arrow feeling through the lunge that we had earlier. So arms reaching forwards, ribs skimming that front thigh, so leaning forwards into it. From here, come into warrior 3 again. So float the back foot straight and we're supporting. We're going to go between the two a couple of times. So toes coming down, reach the arms forwards, back into the lunge. Exhale into warrior 3. Whew. Toes down, reaching forwards, inhale. Exhale into warrior 3. Come back into the lunge, inhale. Without moving the body as much as you can, just slide your back foot in towards the front foot. So keep this front leg bent. Slide it in and step it back. And do 4. Step it in, step it back. 2 more. In, back. In, back. Holding, hands to the floor, step back into your downward dog. I hope other people are sweating as well. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling, take a big breath in. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Reach the hands forwards in front of you, straighten out your back. Long line from fingertips through to heel. Coming into warrior 3, reach the weight forwards, press the arms back, float the foot. Toes down, arms forwards, take a big breath in. Exhale, warrior 3. Pushing through the heel of that supporting foot. Toes down, arms forwards, inhale. Last time, warrior 3. Toes down, arms forwards. Try and keep this posture of your lunge. Just slide the back foot to the front foot. 1. Back. Exhaling in 2. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back, holding. Place the hands to the floor. Step it back into your downward dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a sigh through the mouth. Once again, deep breath in. Full breath out. Bring the knees to the ground. Come into a well-deserved child's pose. Fold the hips back to your heels. Take a couple of deep breaths. Roll up towards a kneeling position. If you have 2 bricks, this might be helpful if you want to have a play around with it. I'm not going to focus into it too long. Just see if we can sweep the feet. So you can cross the ankles one over the other and swing the feet through the arms. So pushing into the arms. If you don't have blocked knuckles, works fine, or palms flat if you have long arms. And swing the feet through to sit down. Give it a go, or don't give it a go, it's up to you. Legs, good. Swiftly done, lovely. So come into the middle of the mat. Just take the hands behind the body, fingers facing the back of the mat, feet hips distance. Give the knees a little rock at one side to the other. Good. And then come onto your back, knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Take the feet to the mat. Feet as wide as your mat, so setting up into that quad stretch twist. So allow both knees to drop down towards the right. Left hand grabs the left foot or ankle and try and tuck the heel towards the left buttock. Reach your left knee further forwards and then down towards the mat. And if you want a little bonus point into it, squeeze the left glute, so left glute feels active, so it'll press the front of that hip further open. Each time you exhale, try and draw the belly down and think slightly trying to bring your spine closer to the mat. So it should kind of ramp up the spice of that stretch. Slowing down the breath. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, bring the knees back up to the center. Stretch the knee out if you need to. And then switching sides, so knees drop over to the left. The right hand grabs the right ankle and tuck the heel around towards your bum as much as you can, close as you can. Reaching that right knee forwards and then down. Maybe adding in that little bonus squeeze of the right glute feeling active, so it presses open through the front of that right hip. As you exhale, think drawing the spine towards the floor. It won't come to the ground, but think drawing it downwards. Deepen the breath. Take a big breath in where you are. And as you exhale, gently bring the knees back through to the center. Give the knee a stretch out if you need to. Bring the feet to the floor. Take any last little rock side to side or anything else you need to do. And then work your way into a Shavasana. That might be as we started with feet to the floor, knees can rest in, or legs and arms out flat, or up a wall, or on your bed. Try to tuck the shoulder blades down your back so the chest space feels open. Lengthen the back of the neck. If you want to, use your fingertips to run from the shoulder base of the neck up the neck towards the skull, and just have a sense of lengthening the head away from the spine. Place it back down again and replace the arms. Soften any gripping away from the eyes, the jaw. You go mouth a bit of a stretch out if it feels a little bit tense through your face. Lots of balance work and sometimes tense up the jawline a bit. Allow there to be a gentle pause between the inhale and the exhales. So the breath becomes cooling. Allowing all that energy that you've flushed through your body in your practice just to find its kind of rightful path, its rightful place through the body. Really try to allow the physical body to be as soft and effortless as you can allow it. On your next inhale, reach the arms back behind you. If they aren't already, straighten the legs so you find this full body stretch. Feel a big expansion around the rib cage as you inhale. Keep the arms reaching back, and as you exhale, draw the ribs down. Slowly bring the knees back in towards your chest. So you find that hugging in of the legs. Arms wrapping around the shins, massage the spine into the floor. Either roll yourself over to one side or take a gentle rock to seated if that's more comfortable. Pressing yourself upright, however, whenever feels good. Keep the eyes closed, that sense of softness through the body. Allowing the breath to still just gently find that full expansion through the torso, a full connection with the diaphragm. And as always, I just invite you to close your practice, bringing to mind just one thing that you can feel grateful for today. recognize one positive thing about yourself. And acknowledge how getting to your yoga mat has served you in some way today. And closing that to the heart center as the palms come together. Take a big full breath in. And as you exhale, bow the head to your hands. Thank you guys. Namaste. Well done. Thank you. Lovely to see lots of you here.
Thank you, Pip.
Thanks, guys.
Pip.
Really nice.
Oh, it's lovely to see you, Mary. See you soon.
Yeah, I love the neck thing at the end. Who knew?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, little massage. Sometimes that's the only bit of yoga you need. Is just a little bit of head neck massage.
It just elongated my neck, which
Yeah, totally.
really good.
I really miss them in class. I would kind of guide that for people.
Well, that's right. You normally get that teacher, but
gooey sensation. Yeah, so I'm trying to find ways of letting people teach that to themselves, but it's not quite the same. But
good, though. Really good. It's like, you know, why have I been doing it for years? But thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You did a lovely one where you were sort of rubbing your.
Yeah, I should do that again. Actually, a bit of
as well. That was really nice as well.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey. Bye, Sophia. Nice to see you. See you later. Bye, Izzy. Take care. Thanks, Faye. Bye. Bye.